everybody. All right, so what we're doing today is we're playing a little Hawkeye. I have never played Hawkeye once. I bought this game, I don't know, like a year and a half ago, and I bought everything almost all at once. When I bought the game, only, you can't see it, Rise of the Red Skull was out, and so I bought that and came with Hawkeye, but I never used them. Then all these came out, and I never used them, but you know, what I like about making this channel is it forces me to play everyone because I want to be able to rank them all at some point, and I can't rank them all unless I don't play them. So here's the deck that I've constructed for Hawkeye. I'm not going to go through these because he's such an old hero. Excuse me. All right. I'm going to play a leadership deck, which isn't always my favorite. You know, I play true solo, which is surprising that leadership's not my favorite, but I'm starting to like it more. All right, so I've got 3 copies to get ready because you know I've got a bunch of allies in here and I will be wanting them ready. I've got 3 copies to make the call because I got some allies in here I would like to call for. Here are my allies. So I have Stinger because she's cheap, right? Chump block for me because this dude only has 9 health. Can't have a Hawkeye deck without Kate, right? Gotta have Kate. Need Maria Hill, you know. Gotta be a little bit thematic. She's a shield agent. I don't know much about Squirrel Girl, but I do know about her is she's cheap. She'll do a little bit of damage on the way in. Wonder Man. Never used him before, but for a 3 attack, 3 health character, I'm interested. And he's pretty cheap. Gotta have the boss, right? Nick Fury. Let's see. All right. So, I'm grabbing Yondu. Yondu, he is not an Avenger. However, he takes no damage for consequential attacks, right? Which means if I can get him out with a laser blaster, with Inspired, this is a 3 damage ally forever because I will not be chump blocking with him. And I really would like to try to get that combo out. I have 3 copies of Rapid Response so that when one of my allies is defeated, I can discard this and put them into play instead. I have a copy of Avengers Tower because I have a lot of Avengers in here, and I can reduce the cost of an Avenger ally by 1. I have a Heli carrier so that I can, you know, little engine going on. And then I have my resource generators. I don't know how this guy works. Let's figure it out. And the villain we'll be going against today, in my effort to create content for all of the villains, is Crossbones. We're going to start our run through the Rise of the Red Skull, and we start with Crossbones. So let's see what he's got. 1 scheme, 1 attack. While he has a weapon attachment, his attacks gain piercing, and we discard any tough status cards from the target before dealing damage. All right. Phase 2, he's a 2/2, and we will look for his machine gun attachment after that. And his machine gun attachment basically, when you're this enters with 2 ammo counters per player, and when he attacks you, remove 1 ammo counter, discard the top card of the encounter deck, and we take indirect damage. So that is his phase 2. Let's see how the main scheme works. We are creating our encounter deck with Crossbones. The experimental weapons, that's going to be getting its own deck. Okay. Let's see. Hold on, sorry. I lost my place. Standard. And then we need Hydra Patrol. We need Weapon Master. And we need Legions of Hydra. So that is our encounter deck. And as I said, Experimental Weapons gets its own deck. Create the Experimental Weapons deck and set it next to the main scheme deck. All right, so the way that this works is, this is a 4-card deck. and it is all attachments. And I believe it was I think he has cards that can reveal them. But aside from that, basically I believe like every phase of this reveals an experimental weapon. So see, when revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. So that will happen in a minute. We can put our experimental weapon deck over here to the side. And let's take a look at the other one. So this only has a this has a very low threshold. So I like to try to delay it as long as I can. It's really hard. Obviously, I can't go the whole game without doing that, but I like to delay it for a while because you can remove his weapons, right? It just takes a little bit of work. So I like to try to make sure he has no weapons out before I move to the next phase, right? Let's flip these like this. So 2A, nothing when revealed here, but when revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. Same thing with the last one. Reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. So I like to try to delay the first one as long as possible. Try to at least. And keep him without any weapons. And that is Crossbones. Hello everybody and welcome to Dpad Experience presents Marvel Champions. Dpad Experience is a weekly video game podcast published on all podcast platforms. All right, so here's the deal. This is round 2. I just lost I didn't lose. I played a 10-minute game against Crossbones with Hawkeye, and the first card that I drew from the encounter deck was Shadows of the Past, and this is the first time that I'm using Hawkeye, as you heard me say earlier, and I just couldn't. I'm still learning him, so I hate drawing Shadows of the Past when I'm learning a new deck, especially if it's the first card drawn of the game. So I tried to deal with it for a little bit, and it was just a bit overwhelming. So I wanted to give it another go. All right. So here's round 2. I've decided to use Cross-Eye. I've decided to use Hawkeye as the first character to run through this campaign because he's not the hardest. I said I lost already, but Shadows of the Past being drawn first is kind of just not fair, especially when you're playing a new hero for the first time. So we're gonna try again. All right, so what can we do? Do we want a mulligan is the question. We have an explosive. Oh, nothing goes here. Oh, sorry, we got to grab our experimental weapon on him. All right, so we have an explosive arrow, right? Which is not necessarily the most useful thing right now because we don't have a minion. We have an electric arrow, which I would love to use so I could stun him, right? We can't make the call to anyone. And we have a rapid response, which is a good card, but I don't know how I could play it right now because I don't have the resources for it. Like, I could use these two to pay for Maria Hill. She would block for me at some point. And I'm about to grab I can use this to grab my, what is this called? His bow. So we'll do that. We'll use this to find our bow. And there's our bow. And we'll just throw it right into play, because it is a 0-cost upgrade. All right. Now what are we going to do? We shuffled our deck. We're going to flip. And so how does this work? Exhaust Hawkeye's bow, stun an enemy, and deal 3 damage to it. 5 damage instead if it was already stunned. Let's play this first. We'll use these two to pay for Maria Hill, so we can draw a card. We have a Stinger. Okay, now what? You have two. We'll throw one attack to Crossbones. We'll just keep this here because I'm going to do this. So we exhaust the bow and stun an enemy and deal 3 damage to him. 1, 2, 3. We're going to keep that here still because I'm going to use him. And then we will... I don't really think... Oh, I see. I can play multiple arrows because I can ready him. I'll ready that. We'll attack for 3 because of the +1. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to hold on to Stinger. I don't know. Because why not? We readied up early, but whatever. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Do we have any allies in here? No, nobody yet. All right. It is his turn. We got 1 here. He's stunned. So that does nothing. And we grab an encounter card. Okay, so we have a guard minion with 4 health. Okay. So, oh yay. Explosive arrow can be useful now. I will not be using, I'm not going to use get ready because she's going to chump block for me on the next go. So let's use, so since that's going to happen, let's use the get ready to pay for our expert marksman. All right. Then we will exhaust the bow. Sorry, I'm thinking. We're exhausting our bow. Using make the call to pay for our explosive arrow. Exhaust the bow and choose a player. Deal 3 damage to the villain and each minion engage with that player. I am the player. So 3 damage. 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. Exhaust the bow. I did that. I have her in. So we will exhaust expert marksman to bring in Stinger. And I will attack for 1 to the Hydra soldier. And now I will, do I want to, yeah, let's flip him. Dealing 3 damage, so he's going to his next phase. Okay, he's at his next phase. Search everything for the machine gun. I think that's a 2-cost card, I believe. I know what it looks like. It's that yellow card. Oh, a 2-cost card. Oh my god, what the hell is wrong with me? It doesn't cost anything because he is a freaking villain. I meant to say 2 attack, but it's actually a 0 attack. All right, so he has his machine gun out now, which has a 2 counter on it. Maria Hill will block for me on the next turn, and I think I'm done. So we're gonna, or she'll block for me. These are gonna block for me. So we're drawing up to 5, 3, 4, and 5. We'll ready up. This is gonna go to 2. All right, what happens here? When Crossbones attacks you, when he attacks me, is that now or after? When he attacks you, remove 1 ammo counter. So we'll remove the when he attacks me or after he attacks me. I guess this happens first. Remove 1 here and discard the top card of the encounter deck. So I will take the 2 indirect damage. Me as in Hawkeye. Okay. Got it. Now I'm going to block with Stinger. So he's attacking for 3. Woo, that was a lot. Thank you, Stinger. And here comes our encounter card. Son of a bitch. All right. I hate her. Sorry, I didn't set his hit points to 14. All right. What does she say? So she has 6 health. She's a 2/2. She can't take damage while Legions of Hydra side scheme is in play. After she schemes, place 2 threat. All right. So luckily we're okay a little bit because we don't have any Legions of Hydra side scheme in there, but still, I want to get her out of here. All right. This was supposed to be for Yondu, but he's not here. Deal 6 damage to an enemy. Oh, that's dope. That's actually pretty sick. But, so let's see. Cool. All right, let's try this. I want you out of the game. So we are going to use this to pay for Wonder Man. It has 3 health. Wonder Man. Sorry, I know you can see my cards. Wonder Man is going to attack her. We'll discard the pistol. Hawkeye will attack her. Okay. That's 3. She's gone. If I don't touch this, it's going to flip. I think we'll take the flip and get another weapon. Yep, I think that's what we'll do. So now what? I'm going to exhaust this and deal 6 damage to him. Yeah, that's the only thing I could do. All right, 6 damage he takes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I would really like to remove the 1 threat with her, but I'm not going to. I'll take the flip. All right, we draw up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Ready up. This will get 1 more, so I'm just going to leave the 1 on here because I know what happens. This flips. Reveal the top card of here. After the attached villain attacks and damages you, discard 1 card from your hand. Okay. All right. So that happened. Now what? You attack. We're blocking. Oh, wait, this happens first. So I will take 2 indirect damage. And this is gone. I'm going to block with Maria. I'm not going to take any damage from it, so I don't have to worry about that. And here comes our encounter card. I'm stunned. Lovely. All right. Okay, so I'm stunned. I can remove threat from it, but there's very little threat anyway. We're going to get Mockingbird out. Let's see. I just want to see who I can make the call for. I have Maria. Is that the only person I have? I have Stinger. Maria and Stinger. Maria will let me draw a card. Stinger is just really cheap. So if I wanted to bring out... Oh, I could use this for Maria. Oh, cool. All right. And then what could I do? I could bring up Mockingbird. Yeah, all right, let's do that. We'll make the call for Maria Hill. Right, using that. We're going to draw a card. Oh, cool. That changes a couple things. Because now I can flip. We will attack with Wonder Man, discarding rapid response. Right? So he takes 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. I will now use the bow. Sorry, use my extra marksman. Exhaust my bow. So that's 1. Use the cable arrow to pay for the sonic arrow. Exhaust Hawkeye's bow. Confuse an enemy. Deal 3 damage to it. I am stunned, so we just lose the stun, but he's confused. Sorry, Maria has 2 health on her. I'm going to hold on to the Mockingbird. We'll deal 1 damage to him. Oh, wait, let's see. Oh, cool. That was an attack. So that means I'm free to attack now. I'll attack for 3. 1, 2, 3. And I recognize that he only has 1 health left, but I don't want to play around. So I'm going to flip because he has a confuse, and I might as well take advantage of it. All right, so we're going to draw up to 6, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5. I don't math. And 6. We'll ready up. And it's his turn. So this goes up by 1. He's confused. He doesn't do anything. We get our encounter card. Alter ego, the weapon, the villain schemes. If they have a weapon attachment, it gains surge. So he's going to scheme for 2, for 4. So this goes to 6. Wow. So this flips already. We get the next card. So he is all kitted out with his experimental weapons deck, essentially. So that card gains surge. And we have a minion. Incite +1. So this gets another 1. We're actually close to losing this game. We're on the final scheme. The final phase of the scheme. It's got 2 threat on it with a 5 threshold. Luckily, you know, we are also right at the end with him. But that was a real fast turn. So let's flip. And obviously I just need to attack him. So whatever. I was going to be thematic. No, whatever. We'll be thematic. Why not, right? Wonder Man, we'll discard, get ready. We'll clear the board, right? Anything fun I can do for my last attack? Whatever. All right, Clint, shoot him. And his health goes to 0. All right, we have successfully defeated the first villain in the Rise of the Red Skull campaign. Didn't take us too long. I have mixed feelings about him. It wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the best. And I can see why people aren't that high on him. I can see that. He needs events. All of his cards are events, which I didn't know until looking at his deck when I was setting this up. He doesn't have a high defense. He doesn't have much to help him in terms of like healing. So like I thought about running a Justice deck with him, but I'm glad that I didn't. I'm glad that I went with Leadership because he truly, truly, truly needs those allies to block for him. He has a low health pool, and he kind of wants to stay in his hero form just so he can keep shooting. So I want to try him again at some other point with this deck in particular, but I'm going to be moving on to another hero that I haven't played. I think it's going to be Spider-Woman. I've never played her, but I want to see who's the next person I have to fight. I think it's Absorbing Man, so we'll figure it out. Thanks everyone for watching.